Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. 10 p.m. time on the Satoshi. We do this every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know. We gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything else. And as you can see on the chart, guys, right now, we got a whole plethora of lines. We are looking for hope, something that can tell us that we are gonna bounce. Unfortunately, nothing. There are slight indications that we might bounce, but in strong downtrends, just like in strong uptrends, the stuff just keeps on breaking support levels. So we're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at DXY a little bit. We're gonna look at the stock market a little bit, because we haven't been looking at those in a while. So I'll tell you that something is brewing up under the surface. So we're gonna check that out. The man, what's up? How you doing, man? On the Bitcoin, yeah. And we're back because we gotta know. Jürgen is a pump. There is a disturbance in the force. Chucktown, how you doing, man? This is the way. Mlan is in the chat. Diamond Hands. XRP Legend, what did I miss? You did not miss much. Blow the truth. Banter Sniper went missing yesterday. He pushed all his followers to buy altcoins, and now they have been wiped out. What? Is that true? Is that true? Only 4 likes. 5, 6, 7 likes. BNB 4 hour is showing the way. Unsure about that. Gordon, how you doing, man? Hey man, hey LTC, how you doing? As you can see here on the chart, we have a bunch of lines. I'm looking at lines. I've been trying to figure out, what's gonna happen next. Unfortunately, not much is happening, so we're still bleeding towards downside over here. We got some kind of exhaustion pattern up here that's bleeding slowly towards downside. So we are looking either for a break towards downside out of this channel towards downside or towards upside. There are some kind of hopiums that are looking at we might have a nice bounce over here before we continue towards downside. But right now, in the greater scheme of things, on a bigger time frames, nothing is telling us right now that we are gonna go to 60,000 or something like that. Let me just zoom out a little bit up here on the chart. Now let's go to the 4 hourly. And let's remove some of these lines over here, because we don't need those lines. And let's go to 4 hourly up here. Let's move this line as well over here. This is nice. We can start over here. And there are 2 channels up here, of course. The first one is this one up here, but we're gonna start with a bigger channel up here on the chart, which is this one. And of course, guys, we are losing the channel. Now this is a very nice channel, of course. Supports down here at the bottom. Supports over here, support nicely over here. There was a resistance up here, support, and right now we are breaking that support level, so it is very important and line to not break. Unfortunately, we are breaking that line again towards downside, just like we did over here and like we did over here. So this is the 3rd time we are breaking this channel towards the upside, towards the downside, and it does look quite bad, guys. It does look quite bad. You never want to see these kind of things. On the flip side up here, we can extend channel a little bit towards the downside over here. What you're gonna see here, it is nicely supported by this midline over here as well, and you can even say, make some kind of argument that it is supported on the bottom side as well. So whether this midline over here is gonna hold up here just below us at 27.5 or something like that, give or take 27.3, 27.5, that depends to be seen. But we have lost the channel, guys. We have lost the channel. Right now we are this is the second day after the channel has been lost. So the first dump down here came to the channel. We tried to bouncing off of that. Nope, we lost the channel up here, and right now we are consolidating over here. Are we gonna see some kind of bounce up here towards upside? There are definitely some kind of indication that might happen. I'm gonna show you that on the 4 hourly time frame. But everything right now is hopium. Everything right now is hopium. So let's go even small down here at the 1 hourly time frame up here and draw our nice channel. There are several ways how you can draw this channel up here, but this one looks nice in my book. So we're gonna keep looking at this channel over here. And as you can see up here, we have been just doing these curvature moves towards downside. These are bearish curves, and we don't like these kind of curves. We like curves that go something like this towards upside, and I can show you those curves, and people are gonna blame me for this, but Tron has these curves, guys. Tron has curves, and you can see up here, these are the bullish curves, guys. These are the bullish curves, and these bullish curves tend to be bullish. So Tron is right now up 0.3%. I'm not shilling Tron. I'm just trying to show you that the curves are important, guys. These are bullish curves. So even though it goes down, these are bullish curves. So Tron got bullish curves. Now unfortunately, Bitcoin got bearish curves right now in the small time frames, because these curves up here are bearish. You wanna see pump like this, you know, these are bullish curves, but these over here, these are bearish curves, so we don't like bearish curves. Now we are in the channel towards downside. It is very, very steep channel, so some kind of bounce up here could definitely happen. So let me show you up here. We can start by looking at the volume up here, and we're gonna look at volume of some other exchanges up here. This on Coinbase. Let's see up here. So you can see up here that we are going towards downside up here. The volume is technically after this first move towards downside, going slightly towards downside over here. This on Bitstamp up here also, the over here in the very ending, the volume is going down towards downside. Over here also right now in this last two is going towards downside, but it's going a little bit steady over here, but it is going a little bit towards downside up here towards the end. This is on Qcoin up here. Qcoin is kind of going sideways up here on the volume, and Binance up here is also going steadily, you know, sideways up here when it comes to the volume. So this might be some kind of, you know, consolidation phase in a downtrend like we just said, but it is very steep channel. It might actually bounce. This over here is Bybit also having very steady volume towards the downside, so there is no increase or decrease, much decrease in volume, a big volume up here. On the 4-hourly time frame, it looks nicer up here. It does seem to be a decrease in the volume. I think it's across everything up here. So you see on the 1 hourly over here, it seems, you know, steady, but 4-hourly is definitely decreasing towards the downside. So that gives me some kind of hope that this is gonna bounce towards the upside over here, because the volume is, you know, technically still going towards the downside on all exchanges on the 4-hourly time frame. 1 hourly seems to be a little bit, you know, sideways, but you know, 4-hourly across the exchanges is definitely going down. So we got a, you know, decreasing volume towards downside while we are going down, and a very steep channel over here towards downside. We have a big dump over here with this exhaustion pattern towards downside. The bid's going, you know, consolidating for a very, very long time right now. So some kind of move needs to happen, either a big move towards downside, a big move towards upside. There is definitely some kind of signs of bullishness on the chart. Like over here, we got a bullish engulfing candle up to the resistance level. Up here towards the upside, but right now over here almost bullish engulfing candle, but still not enough. So there is definitely people trying to, you know, because this went over here, start consolidating this pattern up here, and they, you know, they tried to push it up here, they failed again, and then pushed it down. And right now they did the same thing, went down to the support level, went down second support level, tried to push it up, and right now failing again. So we're gonna see if it manages to get up here again. It's still inside the channel, so not much is happening. So we are still bleeding towards downside. This can, you know, continue for a while, but at one point or another there will be a breakout towards upside or downside. The downside breakout will be magnificent and very quick and very scary, and it will be a big dump. Whether that's going to happen right now or not, we you know, that depends, because in a strong bearish trends, these channels can tend to break towards downside. On the other hand, this is actually a bullish pattern up here, so you know, we are expecting some kind of move towards the upside. Now let me show you something on the indicators down here. Let's remove a little bit lines up here. This is the RSI on the 4-hourly time frame. We are already when we started going down over here, we created a divergence up here on the chart, because this RSI came all the way down to 23 levels. Now we've seen before that this 4-hourly can actually go down to 15 or 16, stuff like that. So if this continues dumping down here, we might see something like this up here without any kind of divergence or anything like that, right? So we are not quite done yet. And you know, I'm not really, you know, big fan of the divergences, but you know, there is, you know, something that we might actually be looking at. So this channel towards downside up here is right now coming into this divergence up here on the bottom up here. Are we gonna see some kind of bounce up here towards upside, some kind of resistance level before some kind of continuation? That depends to be seen, but you know, there is that. Over here we also see that after, you know, we start moving towards downside, right now the momentum over here has shifted. So even though we're going a little bit sideways, the momentum is shifting towards upside up here, or the momentum is losing a little bit speed, so there might be just, you know, nice move towards upside up here. Over here on the 1-hourly time frame, on the 1-hourly time frame as well, you'll see that this big, you know, shift in momentum on the MACD went down, and right now it's kind of going sideways up here, but slowly, you know, going towards upside up here. So might see some kind of move towards upside. So this all of this right now is, you know, just some kind of hopium that we might, you know, see some kind of move towards upside. Unfortunately, once you come to, you know, to the daily time frames, we are broken out of the just out of the channel right now. The momentum is right now, you know, after being a top up here, increasing towards downside over here, and we are increasing that momentum on the breakout. So it does not look that bad. Also, we don't have any kind of extensions and anything like that. So I would say if we get some kind of bounce, that bounce just might be some kind of bounce, bear market bounce. You know, this bounce over here might be some kind of bear market bounce, but I don't see, you know, unless we get back inside the channel over here, I don't see this, you know, continuing towards the upside. So most important line, if we do get a bounce up here, I'm looking at some kind of 28.8, 28.9, something like that up there, to see what's going to happen there, and then maybe continuation towards the downside if we fail to get back inside the channel. So we are, you know, that's one of the options how this can actually play out. The other one is, of course, that we just continue bleeding and then drop outside of this channel towards the downside. This will be a big dump towards the downside, and that's what we don't want to see. So we don't want to see this steep channel up here, you know, going towards the downside. On the other hand, if it does do that, there will be, you know, spike in volume, and it might be just that, you know, liquidation move towards the downside, and we just might pick us back up again, right? So, you know, there are pros and cons, but nothing is very, very certain right now. We are coming to very uncertain moments up here. Up here at the top was some kind of better, you know, we had some kind of better idea of what might happen or not. We also got, you know, the moon on the 20th that started going down on the 19th, and right now it's continuing going towards the downside. But, you know, will it actually continue for forever and ever towards the downside? That depends, yes, to be seen. But we are definitely on the daily time frame losing steam. If you go to the weekly time frame up here, you'll see that we are creating a bearish engulfing candle, which you do not want to create. So if this stays, you know, for the next 2 days, something like this over here, that might be actually very, very bad. You'll see here that we only got 10 hours to avoid the bearish engulfing candle up here on the CME charts. So whether the CME charts are important or not, that depends to be seen, but we are having definitely bearish engulfing candle up here, and we do not want to have bearish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame. So there is that. But we still got, I would say we still got at least 10 hours left. We still got 10 hours left on the CME charts, and we got 2 days on every other chart. So there is that. So we're gonna see in a couple of days, we'll know a little bit with more certainty, you know, whether this move towards the downside is that bad as it actually looks. Good morning, the Greens. Well, how you doing, Martin? What's up? The Brutro, tired legs. Court, Dogecoin looks like a good. Never again will I doubt astrology. There you go, man. We are converting people to astrology. Draw a channel on the weekly time frame. On what a weekly time frame? Yeah, but the channels on the weekly time frame. Let's do another chart up here for reasons up here. You know, all charts are, you know, made equal. Depends on where you want to draw the chart. Like over here, we still, you know, somehow holding a bit. I don't like, you know, I would say this channel goes, you know, a lot steeper, a lot, you know, shorter up here. I don't know. Can you post the channel down here in the chat? Maybe, you know, doubling of the channel. Maybe down here towards sport. Might be nice. Might be something like this over here. Looks nice. You know, sport. You know, resistance levels broke that. Right now consolidating. Yes, a big pullback towards downside up here. We are still overall in a rising trend up here. If you look at the moving averages up here, you also see that there is also 200 moving average right now over here, going something like this over here. I don't have it on this chart because the data doesn't go that far, but there is you know, this big thick yellow line is the 200 moving average. So right now, yes, we are going pulling towards downside, but on the weekly time frame, we are still not below. We are still not below the moving averages over here. So, you know, and you might even make a case that we are above there. You know, we are just going to the support line up here before we continue towards upside again. Like we just saw, the you know, bearish candles do not mean all that. You know, at the end of the day, we had a bullish engulfing candle over here, which didn't play out well. You know, bullish engulfing right back down again. Over here, we have bullish engulfing right back down again. You know, just because you have bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing does not mean that, you know, it's gonna, you know, it is all that and bag of chips. But if you're gonna have a bullish engulfing candle like over here, something like that, that might have been a little bit more better indication. So these bullish engulfing candles need to break certain level of resistances, you know, that are very, very important. And unfortunately, neither this one nor this one did the trick, and we are right now just going right back down again. So on the weekly time frame, you know, this bearish engulfing candle, if it doesn't break important levels of resistance on the downside, you know, it just might, you know, do again, you know, this up here and, you know, continue towards the upside. We need to see how this actually plays out, but it's not all that bad, although it is starting to look bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It is starting to look bad. It's not all that bad, but it's hard to, you know, figure out right now what the big next move is. And I would assume right now that after this candle up here towards upside, I think, you know, maybe consolidation up here, then breaking towards upside up here, and maybe slight move towards upside before we are going to continue towards downside, unless we break some, you know, that channel that we had drawn over here. Where is the channel up here? So there is channel up here. So this channel up here. So we need to, I would say we need to get above, you know, pretty high up here above 28.8, 28.9 or something like that to get backside inside the channel. And unless we do that, you know, but you know, whether this move up here is just gonna get rejected up here and right back down again, go all the way to the resistance and go down, go all the way to the 50 moving average, get rejected and right back down again, go all the way up here and go down again. How it will go down again, that's the big question, right? That's what we are looking at. But there is a major resistance level up here that needs to be broken towards the upside to get back in the channel. That's what we all want right now. How do I join the group? Well, you see the green names, you join the green names, you go to the YouTube channel, join the green names, and there is a link in the community tab on my YouTube page, and then you find the link and then you join the Telegram group, and you know, then you talk about, you know, memes and gifs and stuff like that. So there is that. So that's what's happening with Bitcoin, but DXY looks a little bit different up here. Let me show you up here right now. Let's zoom out a little bit up here on DXY. So DXY, at least, you know, just quickly, you know, looking at that, it looks like it's breaking, you know, this trend towards downside over here. It's right now, you know, consolidating up here just below the, you know, hugging these moving averages. It looks like it wants to move, have a move towards the upside up here towards the 50 moving average. That's like 1% up here towards the upside. So it does look like a more bullish than bearish up here, especially if it breaks this level of resistance over here towards the upside. I'm looking at 1% move up here to the 50 moving average up here, something like that. So I'm still not, you know, 100% bullish. This is gonna go towards the upside. We can go to the weekly time frame up here. You can see up here also this move up here to under 3. This 10-20 moving average up here is gonna be big level of resistance up here. If you go back to the daily time frame, you can see that's the 50 moving average up here. So I'm definitely looking that this move up here can actually happen up here to 103 or something like that. That might mean that we might dump a little bit towards the downside. Now there is something unfortunately that's happening on the DXY. On the DXY up here, this is the resistance level which we have been hitting for a while right now, and right now it does look a little bit like it wants to go a little bit towards downside. Why do I say that? Because both the DXY, Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones all have this, you know, this very magical, you know, line up here. Give or take where the line is, but you can see up here we have a big move up here, and this is, you know, distribution phase up here at the top. And right now the line goes something like this over here. I think over here something like this. Let me just draw it with this line, you know, this thick line up here. It goes something like this. So you can see right now that we are sitting on that line. Let's pop the moving averages up here on the chart. You'll see that we are also been getting rejected by those moving averages towards downside. It does look like it wants to drop out of this line. These drops usually are very violent, so there might be something happening very soon once this, you know, once this move up here drops towards downside. This 4-hourly time frame on the daily time frame looks like this, but you know, it might be a little bit bigger drop than usual. Now this, you know, this drop up here might be something like, you know, 1-2%, and you know, 1-2% in stock market is bad. This is S&P 500. This is Dow Jones. Dow Jones have the same thing up here. Right now we are looking at the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hourly time frame so we can draw very nice lines up here. It's already lost one of these lines up here at the top, you see up here, but right now there is a bigger line up here. They go something like this, these bottoms up here, something like this, give or take. And you can see again, you can see up here, you can see up here these bottoms up here, and these bottoms, and then this you know, support. So this line up here is important line, and we are again as well below the moving average on the 4-hour time frame, getting, you know, squeezed up here. And if you get that drop over here, that might be as well bad. So we are getting we are sitting right now on the support level while we are being squeezed by the moving averages on the S&P 500 and Dow Jones, and of course unfortunately Nasdaq as well. This was a bigger rising wedge up here, but it got this, you know, this big move towards upside up here on the 4-hourly, where it started going, you know, consolidating up here. And there is again this some kind of line up over here, so it goes something like this up here, where we are again below the moving average and looking to have this big drop towards downside. So will Bitcoin have this So right now what we saw that DXY looks like it wants to bounce towards the upside a little bit, at least the way I see it. You got some kind of triangle going on over there. Right now Nasdaq, SP 500 and the Dow Jones are sitting on support level by being pushed down by the moving averages on small time frame, fortunately on small time frames. And Bitcoin is going into this extortion pattern towards downside, where I think it might hopefully have some kind of bounce before the big before something big happens. So I'm not really optimistic right now, especially when the moons until 5th of May we are not optimistic, guys. The 5th of May comes up here. You know, one of the theory was that, you know, for next 2 weeks we're gonna go, you know, sideways or down. 5th May is the date, guys, when we are getting the full moon on the chart. When we are getting the full moon on the chart, so you know we are waiting for that. Where is the calendar up here? This is the calendar. This is the 2023 May. We got a full moon and we got a lunar eclipse on the full moon. So we got a full moon with eclipse. I'm a little bit unsure whether the full moon and the eclipse is a good thing or a full moon. And you know, maybe we're gonna get lunar eclipse. Maybe we're gonna get plural cruiser moon pass through the during this type of this moon with darkness slightly but not complete eclipse through Asia and Australia. Penumbral lunar eclipse. Is this you know, the red moon kind of stuff? Let's see images. Total lunar, partial lunar eclipse. Yeah, total lunar eclipse is, you know, the blood moon, but partial is not blood. 50% partial, only a little bit red. But up here, you know, a greatest eclipse, full eclipse, total eclipse, this November 8th. What happened on November 8th, 2023? Total lunar eclipse. Yeah, that was the date we dumped down. That was the date we actually, that was the date we missed the call. That was the date we missed the call. And that was also the time that this is over here is 8, right? 8th of November up here. This is the time where we missed the call. Eclipses are always bearish, so if eclipses are always bearish, then we are gonna, you know, have a big big dumpy dump on the full moon. So there is that. Did any heard of Bull's Run token? Not here of Burles. So that's what I got for you guys. I got some kind of hopium that we might bounce, although the hopium is still hopium, and it does look like up here right now, coming to these moving averages up here. I still don't see, you know, movement up here towards the upside, maybe on small time frames or something like that. Yeah, this looks like it might actually go towards the upside. Hopefully it goes towards the upside up here a little bit, but the most important level is 28.9 or something like that up here, right? If it goes something like this up here, you know, 28.8 give or take, we need to get above that level. We need to get back inside the channel. Unless we get back inside the channel, bull run is over, guys. Bull run is over. Back to the bull cavities. Back to the bull cave. That's one way to say it. The XY weekly that cross, does it mean anything? I don't know. Most people look at, you know, these gold cross and that cross on the daily time frame. So weekly, you know, maybe it's important, maybe it's not. Haven't been actually looking at it too much. Never again. Check gold TLI. What's happening with gold and silver right now? Gold up here right now. Let's go to the daily time frame up here. Gold is also looking like it's coming to this top up here at the, you know, some kind of top up here. It's did this big fast move towards the upside right now, doing this move up here. It looks like it's gonna dump towards the downside. So gold is going towards the downside up here. The silver had a big move towards the upside up here. It's already broken the trend, so eventually it might actually pull back down as well over here. This on the daily time frame, so we are just checking the next move up here. So everything like right now looking for the next move towards the downside. There was some kind of line up here on the, let me see up here. So oil, after having this big, you know, bullish move towards the upside up here, is looking like it wants to go back below the moving average up here again being crushed towards the downside. But the week is not yet over yet, still 11 hours yet of the weekly candle up here. But the weekly close below 1020 might be actually bad for oil as well. But everything right now looks like it might pull back. You can see also silver is extended from the weekly moving averages. Gold is extended from the daily weekly moving average as well. So there is that. So unfortunately, guys, stuff does not look that good right now. you know, we want to call for you know, higher levels and higher numbers, but the only thing that I'm seeing right now is maybe a bounce up here. And if this bounce, you know, manages to break certain levels towards the upside, that might be actually very good. But if we, you know, it's either gonna go over here, something like that, you know, it might stop just over here and go towards the downside. But hopefully it bounces, you know, above this channel, outside of the channel, towards the upside up here, something like this up here, and then we'll see if we can, whether we can, you know, break towards inside over here, or are we gonna get rejected towards the downside. So it's, you know, one of these two moves. Of course, over here you can also just, you know, go straight towards the downside over here again. But you know, the best case scenario of course is, you know, bouncing off all the way up to the top, getting back inside the channel and going towards the upside. But right now everything seems so weak. Okay guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna go and do stuff in the garden and whatnot. You know, I'm trying to, you know, sleep away. I'm trying to sleep away the bear market. Type stall won't make too long if you're wrong. Yeah, I mean, long positions, you know, might be in order on a short scalping short terms right now, but yeah, you're still not buying the bottom line up here. You're buying somewhere in the middle up here. So there is nothing to actually be done over here right now. You know, neither this, even this trend over here, I like long positions up here. If it goes up here, it's, you know, short positions, short positions. I might even think that, you know, it is probable to, you know, go all the way up here just so we can, you know, more short positions can pile up and push the price even more down. You know, so there could be that, but you know, everything looks weak. We haven't had a big drop yet. We just had this initial drop towards the downside. So if the big drop comes, you know, altcoins are gonna die. There is one thing, the altcoins are not actually down that much. So that gives me hope that there will be a bounce soon. I'm looking at altcoins right now, and even though Bitcoin's down 0.4%, altcoins are up like 0.5, 1% or something like that, you know, give or take. So they are not already down like 2-3% or something like that. So I always like to look at, you know, what altcoins are doing, like, you know, just you know, scrolling through the altcoins on my list over here. Where's the list over here? I like to scroll through altcoins, right, and just see, you know, what are they doing, and if altcoins are not, you know, sorry about that. If altcoins are not gonna doing that badly, you know, it might be okay. Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Definitely something important happens. We might actually stream. Bye, guys. Bye.